Hey, this is Sean. I'm back in Suite 609 with Miss Ocelia Gibson, Miss Black Texas USA. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit now about some of the work that you do, some of your ministry work. Tell me a little bit about, I know you work with STD prevention. Tell me about some of the things that you come across in that work.
Well, I've been in abstinence education, STD prevention for about 4 to 5 years. I started when I was in college, volunteering for a local pregnancy center with their prevention unit. And so my prevention strategies that I teach all are centered around self-control and abstinence. And so by teaching kids about STDs and what is out there, the different ways that you get STDs, and then also coming back and teaching them that the foolproof way to make sure that you don't have to deal with this at a young age is to be able to abstain, to be able to practice that self-control, and to be able to be abstinent.
So the numbers in the African American community are really alarming.
Yes.
Whether you look at, HIV rates, or whether you look at chlamydia, any of the STDs that you might look at. What is the biggest problem that we face in the African American community specific when it comes to, awareness or prevention?
I think the key is awareness, because a lot of times when I go into different communities, I talk to adults as well as kids, majority of kids, teens, not children. But when I go into the community and I talk to these different audiences, a lot of the times when I talk about different STDs and what is out there and the different ways that you get them, they have no idea. They have no clue. They've heard a lot of different myths. They think they know everything, but then when they're told the truth and they're presented with some information, they end up becoming enlightened and not even knowing the depth of what the problem is and the depth of all that is out there.
So I also know that you work in your work time with some of the public schools and, getting
Yes.
out there and helping with education. How's that work been, and what do you see in the public schools, these days?
Wow, that has been really rewarding, because I have been with Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship with their outreach ministry for 2 years now, working in their public schools outreach. And what I see with the kids every day is we're really dealing with a generation of really bright kids. I think the problems that we're seeing are dealing with guidance issues. A lot of our kids, they're really lacking guidance and support. And so sometimes, even though they're very brilliant, they're very talented, they're very innovative in the way they think, a lot of times it's not guided in the right direction. And so I love working with this generation of kids. I love seeing the potential in them. But sometimes the faults and things that we see just come from a lack of leadership and guidance.
So churches intervening, schools intervening. What about the parents? What role are the parents going to have to play in this leadership that's lacking?
Yeah, wow, a very, very serious role. It's interesting that you opened that up, because my first year working within the outreach ministry, I was actually a parent specialist. It was my job to work with parents in the public school setting, and I must say it was very challenging. It was really, really difficult to get the parent support where I needed it. Not all parents.
And why is that? Why is it difficult? Because, we're looking at our children.
Yes.
As a parent myself, sometimes you just assume that it's really easy. At the same time, also people talk about, mothers and fathers working multiple jobs. So what did you actually see that was the hindrance for parents?
I think one of the hindrances was one of the things that you noted, just having busy lives. A lot of times when we were having seminars and different things at the school for parents, they weren't able to come. They're just like, I'm juggling all these jobs, I have this going and that going. They just weren't able to come out and participate, which was unfortunate.
So you saw people juggling jobs. So, because sometimes I hear people say, well, that's an excuse that we use, that people juggle jobs, but are people really juggling jobs?
That's what I was told.
Okay.
That's what I was told quite often.
Okay.
I don't know what they do in their day-to-day lives or how they live at home, but from what I was told when I was trying to get more parent support, that was one of the common threads I would hear.
So, just to kind of wrap up, so, now looking forward to 2011, a year where you reign as Miss Black Texas USA, and then what do you plan to do beyond that?
Well, this year I will. Well, actually, next summer, I will be able to compete in Miss Black USA to go on the national stage. So that would be great, representing the state of Texas. But what I want to do, my life's work, as I said, is for our young girls of color. That is who I'm passionate about. And so what I want to do at some point is to be able to expand the ministry of More Than a Pretty Face nationally, and eventually, hopefully, internationally, and just develop resources and different avenues for young women to be impacted and for them to develop to reach their full potential.
Well, Ocelia Gibson, thank you so much for stopping by Suite 609. Hopefully we can follow you next year when you compete to try to represent sure we'll have us another Miss Black Texas USA. And feel free to stop by anytime.
All right, thank you, Sean.
Thank you.